Help it, man. This is real life that we're talking about. We're not talking about dingleberries and applesauce. It's real life.
What really happened when Diddy allegedly tried to recruit Terrence Howard? That's the question setting social media on fire, and the answers are more twisted than anyone imagined. On the surface, it looks like Diddy just wanted to collaborate. But behind the scenes, something far more bizarre is unfolding. Terrence didn't just reject the offer, he dodged what he now sees as a trap. For years, he kept quiet. But now he's speaking out. And the names he's dropping have people rethinking everything they thought they knew about the industry. From Jay-Z to Justin Bieber to 50 Cent, this is more than celebrity gossip. It's about a world few dare to talk about. Until now.
And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that.
Terrence recently sat down for an explosive interview and laid bare the pressure actors face behind closed doors. He didn't name every individual, but the message was clear. Many powerful men traded their dignity for access. He refused. He turned down roles that would have skyrocketed his fame simply because they didn't align with who he was. Some would call that career suicide. Terrence calls it survival. He says once you give away your sense of self, there's no coming back. That's what happened to many who showed up at those elite parties. According to him, they walked in as stars and left as something else entirely. Burdened, broken, and changed. The way he puts it, some of them have never been the same.
Do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about
He
it.
did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those.
It started innocently, just a few invites from Diddy. Come hang out, teach me acting, Diddy said. But Terrence says the vibe quickly shifted. His assistant warned him that something felt off. The meetings weren't about acting. They weren't even about music. It was as if Diddy was trying to blur boundaries, to test Terrence's reactions. One meeting led to another request to hear your songs. But it wasn't about songs. According to Terrence, Diddy was looking for something else. Something Terrence wasn't offering. And the moment he declined, the door slammed shut. He says he lost tremendous opportunities because he didn't play along. But he also kept his peace of mind. He chose integrity over influence.
No.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He wants to hang out with you next week, and I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you.
Just when this entire storm seemed like it couldn't get messier, 50 Cent stepped in and poured gasoline on the fire. Not only did he publicly back Terrence, but he also revealed he's producing a tell-all documentary for Netflix titled Did He Do It? And yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. 50's not just dropping hints, he's on a mission to expose everyone involved in Diddy's notorious circle. Rumor has it that he's been collecting receipts for years. He claims he even protected Terrence by warning him early on. Now, the two may team up to deliver the biggest expose Hollywood has ever seen. The doc could feature first-hand accounts, footage, and even guest appearances from more whistleblowers. But the real question is, how many careers will it end?
Terrence Howard worked on my first film, Get Rich or Die Trying with me. He's a good friend of mine.
Let's talk about Jay-Z. The mogul once described Diddy as family. He skipped his daughter's recital to perform at Diddy's event. That's not casual, that's loyalty. But since the lawsuits, Jay has gone quiet, pretending the connection was never real. Clips from past interviews and parties suggest otherwise. Jay was deep in Diddy's inner circle. Diddy once said Jay was the only person outside his mother who was allowed to call him by his real name. That's not something you say about a casual acquaintance. So why the sudden silence? Is Jay distancing himself to avoid being dragged into the storm? Or does he know what's coming in 50's doc? Whatever the case, fans are watching closely, and they're not buying the sudden act.
I'm always right. It's like when I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
In case you missed it,
Terrence didn't just talk about Diddy, he talked about the impact those parties had on people. He mentions that some celebrities carry the weight of what happened there, like a shadow they can't shake. He even nodded when the host brought up Justin Bieber, suggesting the pop star might have been exposed to something he wasn't prepared for. Terrence called it a loss of manhood, a loss of self. And what followed for many? Addiction, therapy, mental health spirals. He states that the entertainment world breaks people from the inside out, not with contracts, but pressure. A pressure to say yes, a pressure to stay silent. And when you finally say no, you find yourself on the outside, looking in.
Do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy.
Turning down Diddy wasn't the only stand Terrence took. He claims Hollywood blackballed him for refusing to play characters that didn't align with his values. Roles requiring him to wear a dress or act out certain stereotypes were off the table. And it cost him. He earned only $12,000 for his breakout role in Hustle and Flow, a movie that grossed over $75 million. For Crash, he received $6,000. Even worse, he states the studio kept his music royalties by crediting his songs to the character he played instead of recognizing him as the artist. He's now considering legal action against Paramount. But the damage isn't just financial. It's about decades of being sidelined for having standards.
That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
This isn't just about Terrence. Other stars are quietly circling the conversation. The game spoke out about spending 2 years jet-setting with Diddy without recording a single track. MGK dropped cryptic hints about the surreal life Diddy led. Tyrese posted a clip from Terrence's interview with a cryptic caption, "No comment, God help us all." Even Stevie J, named in a lawsuit involving Diddy, got into a shouting match with 50 Cent. It's chaos. Some are defending, some are staying silent, and others are beginning to speak. The line between victim and enabler is starting to blur, and as 50's documentary inches closer to release, everyone's wondering, who's next? Terrence believes this goes deeper than money. For him, the issue revolves around identity, specifically what it means to be a man in an industry that, according to him, rewards the opposite. He asserts there's a targeted effort to erase masculinity from black men in Hollywood. He's been labeled difficult for refusing to partake. He points to 50 Cent and Cat Williams as rare exceptions, men who speak up and refuse to bow down. Everyone else, silent, or worse, complicit. He contends that Hollywood uses promises of fame to test how much a man is willing to compromise. Those who pass the test, they rise. Those who don't, they vanish.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you.
So what now? The did he do it? Doc could change everything. 50 Cent is known for keeping receipts. And if even half the rumors are true, this series will rattle the industry to its core. With Terrence finally speaking up, the dominoes may already be falling. Names like Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and DJ Khaled are being floated around. And that's just the beginning. Hollywood's old guard is being dragged into the light, and the silence is becoming deafening. As fans piece together the clues, one thing's clear: the real story is only just beginning. When the curtain finally falls, we may never look at the music or film industry the same way again. What do you think really went down? Is Terrence telling the whole truth, or just the part he's allowed to? Who else should be worried? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next bombshell, because if 50 really spills everything in that doc, it's going to be historic.